Hi guys, it's basically me in the table. So yeah, if you see me sleepy, yeah, I'm sleepy because yesterday I only sleep like a 4 hours. Yeah, but I think I need to make the video. I need to keep the momentum going on, or else it would just lose. So somehow today the topic ENFP. ENFP, ENFP, ENFP. Yeah, so a lot of people, what they think about ENFP, they are the happy people, right? Usually happy. Did I met anyone who is not happy ENFP? Yeah, sure. I met some of them. Usually ENFP type of people. Okay, I'll just do a little bit introduction to it. Is that they are really like happy-go-lucky type of people. Firstly, and secondly is that they really have somehow very deep thought onto morality. What I mean like a deep thought onto it is that have a very deep thinking or like look into the possibilities that what they can do with their own value or what they can contribute onto the group of people. They always have a mindset onto it. And usually if an ENFP type of people suddenly approach onto doing something, usually it means that they are sure like it is under control. It's not like INTJ, INFJ that kind of like under control, everything under control, but it's much more like they know that they can afford like with their own like value and thingy. Yeah, so usually they were just all in into it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, usually the EFP usually like to all in, but yeah, that's how the ENFP that I saw. Yeah, so basically today I will just talk about the ENFP. So I'll just go with two ways. So firstly, I will just talk about like their functions, and basically it's easy. I would say, uh, yeah, somehow my laptop is not working. So anyway, I'll just make it a little bit later. But yeah, basically ENFP. ENFP, let's go with the energy that from the highest to the lowest. And so just a reminder right here is the dividing line right here. Yeah, so up here is like the eagle and down there is the shadow. So on the eagle side, we have the NE. So basically what means NE is like a kind of like a expectation of the or the possibilities in the future. So what they see is like possibilities. So in a sense, it's kind of different from SE. SE is like what I react and what I sense right now. Now is that everything right now onto me, onto my environment. But for any, it's much more like possibility, possibility, possibility. But it's not something they choose like for the future and something that they lock in. No, it is still not, but it's much more like possibility, possibility, and possibility. So for them, usually any type of people, they will have a how should I say it, situation or like a phenomena is that they always believe everything will just happen in a sense until they meet onto something, they experience something, then they have the conclusion onto like okay this cannot work, that cannot work. But before that, yeah, they just usually come with a sense of like yeah, I believe everything will just work. So in an easy sense onto it, yeah, as you can see like the NE with the FI right here, FI means like a self value into it. Self value, so what I can contribute. Self value, so what was my morality, was my priority gonna just contribute onto like the whole group of the people, how the chemistry gonna works inside here, and how everybody gonna react, and how everybody gonna be happy, not happy, everything. Yeah, they know how, and because of it, and so yeah, uh, somehow like a ENFP themselves, they usually know what people like, what people don't like, and sometimes it's much more like what people needs. So yeah, so basically they are the idealists in their ego. Yeah. So when I mean idealist, it's much more like they think much more like in an ideal way. What I mean in an ideal way is much more like I don't think onto like the bad stuff will happen. I don't believe the bad thing is supposed to be happening. Yeah, it's not saying that they are bad or like they are stupid. No, but it's much more like the idea is that either believe in everything or they will just throw everything to the ground. Yeah. So basically, it's like a very extreme two side of it. But if they keep it, yeah, sure, they are really insane. Yeah, in some sense, like for them to just like Jesus, also INFJ is also another idealist itself. So for him to just we say forgive someone who betrayed you so much, such a hard way is pretty crazy. Yeah. And if you think that yeah that's how suppose everybody can do, no, actually usually like the other people can't really do. Like maybe artisans, not really. Like artisans also cannot because we always like looking at now like what was the consequence right now, what's the punishment that need to react right now. If right now it's not reacting, then yeah, there's nothing happening. In Guardians, no, they are looking at something much more like yeah, what we are supposed to protect, what we are supposed to do. And for the intellects, no, that is much more a bigger no. They will be much more calculating. Yeah, what is supposed to be happen? What's the after effect? What's the possible future? But for idealists, it's much more like, okay, I want this kind of future. I think this will be helping a lot of people together. Like we'll just everyone come to a state that everybody will be very happy. Yeah, that's what the idealists basically believe. Yeah, so this the ENFP as an idealist. And then let's go to their subconscious side. And because of their subconscious sides, so basically you can understand as they become much more a little bit thinkable. They think more. And how they think more, where is their perceiving function coming from? The SI. So basically it's talking about their experience. And well, experience here, the X and the SI here, the internal sensing, whatever they experience in the past, it becomes their past. So it's inside their memory in a sense. So inside their memory, and they're using it as a tool, as information to make it the structure of their work. Yeah. So let's say if they live or like they born in a good family, or they somehow they found a way to make their family to be very happy, yeah, very good. Like they will just know, okay, yeah, I can deal with my parents in this way, I can deal with people in this way. So basically world is built in this way, so their worldview will be fixated with their subconscious working onto it. But somehow like at the same time they also really require themselves to be a little bit in a comfort zone. Yeah, so somehow idealist itself is the most contradicted person, I would say. I mean, their characters itself is most contradicted in terms of like how they being created. Yeah, so because when you mean that you are idealist, somehow it means that you need to like keep on like working out and like trying to serve as much as people as you could, and you need to trying to understand things, you need to absorb things intellectually as well. Like emotionally, yeah, there is no issue for them. They are supposed to do in this way. Idealists, yeah, idealists. But at the same time, a lot of people like to listen to idealists, but idealists is not intellectually capable enough, especially when they are young. So what's the issue that will be project after is that idealists will start to close their heart, and they don't want to hear any other people speaking, and they will just keep on like banging onto walls and like rejections and whatever kind of like a not really happy occasion for them. It just keep on happening onto them, sadly. Yeah, but that is always happening. Yeah, And somehow ENFP, in a sense, they just keep on trying, and because they are keep on trying itself, so they build up their memories onto it. Yeah, as long as the memories itself, there will be somebody who can just bring all the good memory to them. Yeah, sure, they have no issue. But if no, hmm, yeah, basically there will be some issue. Yeah, for them to like just totally be fine with those people because of their memory still working, even though it's like on the fear, like it's not that strong. Yeah, in comparison, it's not that strong, but it's still there. Yeah, so that's the subconscious of the ENFP, from what I understand. So let's go to their shadow side. The first shadow side is the unconscious state. Unconscious state itself will come to the INFJ. So basically, INFJ, I really say, yeah, usually it's the INFJ. So basically, what INFJ do, so just imagine in this way, you are ENFP, so every day you are trying to contributing your value onto the people around you, but people is trying to reject you. So how they reject you, they can reject you with emotions and with like very strong and negative way to like punish you and saying that you are really sucks and you don't really do anything and I feel hurt because of you. Like this kind of like a morally accusation yourself. At the same time with a very strong emotion. I can't really do that emotion when I don't feel it. Yeah, but anyway. Yeah. But if they encounter it, because of their critics, they'll be triggered. And because of the trigger itself, they will start to choose. Either they choose people or they will just choose what they want to do. Yeah, so usually it's much more like they will try to choose to maybe, okay, I don't want to stay here. Or they will try to choose that, okay, I need to make a decision right now. Everybody listen to me and we need to go here together. But this is much more like a critical situation and only if they they face a very strong situation in their life. But yeah, or they will have a very strong emotion. That's why they do their determination in their life because it's an introverted intuition. So introverted intuition, in an easy sense, I see the future, but it's not like a possibility that is spreading all the time, but only one point. Yeah, and because of that point, I pinpoint right there, and I say that I will go there. Yeah, with the support of like emotionally support by the people around it. So yeah, that's how they come into their unconscious mode itself. So unconsciously choosing some sport and they just move forward towards it. So usually how ENFP set their life goal, yeah, it basically means that they set their life goal when they meeting crisis or they meeting some of like a very serious, how should I say, impact in their life. Yeah. So only in that way, usually only in that way they will just make their decisions. And what's the last thing? The last thing the ENFP will be turned into is a superego when you don't give him the right for him to choose for his or her own future. So what will happen in this way? It will happen to be like a ESTP, so they will just do whatever they think it is right. Right. So important thing is that what they think it is right is not like something the society is talking about to them what is right. Yeah, this is at their ISTJ's mode. So that's why I say it's the memories itself how it works. But right here, they are finally working and performance onto it, but what they think it is right. So sometimes like if the ENFP is not really like a well educated and a lot of time, yeah, if you are being in anger, you want to break with people. At the same time, you want to use violence. But a lot of time, like people other than that, yeah, they don't really directly use violence unless it's like really like a critical situation. But if ENFP they face some situations and they feel like they are in danger until like the person is not really like listening to them, they might have a chance or a little bit higher chance to using maybe shouting, maybe like pinching people or like trying to torture people. Like it's like a direct way to make it. But at the same time, it's the SE. So you can just understand is that they see the possibility, they make it, but at the same time, they are expecting somebody to have some reaction. If the reaction don't fit them, yeah, they will just suddenly like shut down. And because of the shutdown, they will just suddenly be calm in a sense. But yeah, it will be annoying. Like I remember when my brother when he was like a kid, my brother is ENFP, somehow whenever he was like very 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 angry, but sometimes it triggered really quick. Like we two, like the two other brother sister, like me and my sister, was other than him. Like we to choose something, we tried to play something, and we didn't include him into it. So he is not being included, and he don't feel good in this way because it's not in his comfort zone. Maybe he thinks that his ego is being punished. Yeah, and suddenly he just start to scream and like start to say that I want to do this, and yeah, that's like his choice of way to express emotion in a very immature way. I mean, we are kids, so what's the point? Yeah, to asking him to be mature? No, no way. We don't try to care about it because like he is being annoying. Yeah, like in a sense, yeah, like on a kid that is already like 3 to 4 years old or like even 5 years old, looking a younger brother sister just not getting the things that he or she didn't want, and then like putting all the blames onto me. No, why? No, no, hell no. Then yeah, he just start to hitting people, pinching people. Yeah, right now he's like really like good guy, but like when he was kid, dude, he is like wild. But after that, when he found out that he can just make jokes to make people happy, yeah, he do it really well, and he just keep on doing it in the family, and somehow our family member really love him afterwards. Yeah, in this way. Yeah, that's how the whole process that my family understanding him, and for me it's like a good analysis that he's a ENFP. Yeah, in that sense. So yeah, I will just try to write out all the, I mean, for the positive side of the characters itself. Yeah, so for the ENFP, so basically it means like external functions is doing much more better in this way. So right here, the external intuition, extroverted intuition, and also extroverted thinking, they are much more onto the positive side of it, as the much more optimistic side of function. And for the introverted feeling as well as the introverted sensing, they are much more pessimistic side of like doing it. So if you're asking them, just like yeah, just feel your own value and just chill back. Yeah, they can't stay long. Yeah, at the same time, no. Why? Why I can just stay here for a long time? No, I need to move on. I need to expand my thinking. I need to do onto something. I need to think about some way to get it out. Yeah, so that's basically how the ENFP. So I'll just talk a little bit onto the way of like a grouping. So basically, just now I already mentioned they are the idealists, and idealists they are talking much more abstract. When we mean much more abstract, they like the word ideas. Yeah, it's not necessarily something like a good planning or like a executing plan onto it, but no, it's much more like ideas or like a thinking or a theory. Yeah, for them it's much more beautiful in this way because you can just try to use your brain and try to expand everything and try to see on to the possibilities onto it. And okay, secondly, they are affiliative. When we mean that they are affiliative, it's much more like they are really loyal to their own thinking or like the idea. They don't betray their idea in a sense. Mm. Yeah, and at the same time, they go with the interest base. So as an idealist, I'm not an idealist, but yeah, from what I know about the idealists, when they doing something, they do only because that they think that they want to do it, So same applies to INFJ, INFP, ENFJ, and ENFP. Basically, all the people right here are the same. Like even if you see like the people who go into champion, if they are idealists, a lot of time you're just gonna see them like not going to join the lectures. They are just going around and they're just wandering around. And some of the people don't really like it because they think that they are just running away from the lectures. For me, my understanding, yeah, just that they are having a little bit different typing than us, so that's why they are doing it. Yeah, but not always that people is trying to understand it. But yeah, anyway, I try to spoke for you. Yeah, yeah, that's how the ideal is going to do. And how about the communication type? For ENFP, same as ESFP and ESTP, we are starter. So no, it is not ESTP, sorry, the ESFJ. So we are the starter. So we are informative, initiating, and movement. So sometimes when I'm talking together with my brother, yeah, basically we two keep on starting some random talks, and even though I try to I start to like to put an anchor onto it. But to be honest, I can't really put an anchor onto it because while I'm anchoring onto his topics, then suddenly I just found that that side is that certain topics itself, one of the subtopics itself is very interesting. Then suddenly I'll just drag him to to that side, and yeah, obviously he will be struggling a little bit, and me too. Yeah, that's how the communication type itself. I can see that how me and my brother is working onto it. Yeah, so yeah, basically this is the ENFP for this topic. ENFP, yeah, good brother, good sister, and sometimes they are really working hard, and yeah, but at the same time, actually they learn a lot. So yeah, you actually can try to make them happy, and they will just make you happy, in a sense. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, try to be a better person, and good luck. See you. And if you like my video, like and share. Tell your friends. Right now my view is like really low, and I know maybe I need to do a little bit more things, but yeah. Anyway, see ya.